The winter weather is going to take its toll on the roads. What's being done before the threat arrives to make sure you're safe while you drive? An Horry County Republican leader played a part in getting President-elect Donald Trump into the White House. How he and other local Republicans are helping him see his transition all the way through. The city of Myrtle Beach is investing millions in the redevelopment of downtown. Why some business owners already here aren't completely on board with the plan, that's next. A new hotel is looking to come to the ocean front. Coming up, how locals say will impact the place they call home. Now, if you take a look at this home, you can see where fire and smoke just ravaged the home early this morning. It is the, if you take a look behind me, you can see all the fire rescue vehicles that responded to this call, and that's not even half of them. And also along those vehicles is a big hose that was filled with water earlier. Actually, 1,400 feet of hose was strung to fight the fire at this home behind me on Bannockburn Drive in the Hagley Estates in Pawleys Island. Now, I spoke to Midway Fire Rescue Chief Doug Eggeman, and he says that there were people in the home, but they were able to escape the home.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WNBF News at 6.
Farmers in the PD are still recovering from the floods that slammed their crops the past 2 Octobers. But there's a new crop they're learning about that could soon change their fortunes. And new details tonight on the baby found in South Carolina who was kidnapped 18 years ago. How the community is reacting to this curious turn of events. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for WNBF News at 6. I'm Meredith Helline. We're keeping some of those clear skies, but there might be a temperature drop, so you might want to grab some jackets before you head out to dinner. Is that right, Sean?
Yeah, that is right on, Pat.
6.
One PD police department took a unique approach to fundraising. We'll have a report on what exactly they did to bring out the community for a good cause. And thousands took to the streets today to be part of the Women's March. Why they did it and who they're sending their message to. Hello and thanks for spending part of your weekend with us for WNBF News at 6. I'm Meredith Helline. A rainy Saturday may be the calm before the storm. First Alert meteorologist Sean Bailey is in the Weather Center this evening, and he's taking a look at the night ahead and what we could be seeing tomorrow. Sean. Thank you, Sean. The Florence Police Department took an interesting approach with their fundraiser today. WNBF News reporter Sage Speaks went out to find out what turkeys had to do with it. Tell us more, Sage. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Meredith Helline. It's cool, but it was still a beautiful day today, especially for those of you that were able to go to the Taste of the Marsh Walk. But if you're planning a night on the town, I think you'll need a jacket. But here's the man to listen to. Meteorologist Sean Bailey is here with your First Alert forecast. Sean. Ahead to next week, the first Jane Doe lawsuit against the Horry County Police Department is scheduled to go to trial Monday. That lawsuit alleges misconduct by former officer Alan Large. One of the suspects was arrested last night. The other 4 were taken into custody yesterday morning. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment, but there's no word on their condition. And we're also working to learn what caused an accident in Carolina Forest. It happened yesterday afternoon on Highway 501 at the intersection of Carolina Forest Boulevard. And runners had a rainy start to their day at the 34th annual North Myrtle Beach Winter Run this morning. WNBF News crews were there to watch the oldest continuous running event in Horry County. Runners began the race on Ocean Boulevard and finished on Main Street. It's organized each year by the Grand Strand Running Club. And although it was not intended to be an anti-Trump gathering, it turned that way for some. Raycom News Network's Christian Flores reports. Moving to news in Chicago, a report by the Department of Justice blasts the Chicago Police Department for its use of excessive force. Ryan Young has the story.
Hopefully South Carolina can come back. I know it's been tough. If you've been a Kentucky fan, having to hear your mouth with the football game.
Well, you know how we are. Well, I don't know what you can say whatever you want, but I see we're both wearing blue.
Yeah,
Mr. Dan.
different shades. This is more North Carolina blue. Less than 3 weeks, MLB a little after that. So yeah, I know we're focused right now with basketball, but baseball is right around the corner.
It's February 17th, right? That's the Chant's first
Correct.
game.
Yes.
Road to Omaha, round 2.
There you go.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. We have your last look at weather after the break. Stay right with us. Those chilly January temperatures.
At least there's some sunshine, though. At least there's some sunshine that will make it feel a little bit warmer out there.
Definitely a silver lining. All right, we'll have a Wildcats game to catch. We'll see you back here at 11 for all the late-breaking details of the stories of the day. Thanks for watching. Good morning, Eric and Theo. Yes, lots of layers are key to staying warm this weekend. And although the cold weather won't actually make you sick, during the cold weather, more people are more likely to spend more time inside. And that's what actually might make you feel under the weather. The AFG grant stands for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant, and what it will do is fund exhaust capture systems for 5 of the 6 Myrtle Beach fire stations. Now, the way it works is a tube would come down from the ceiling and connect to these exhaust pipes on the top of Myrtle Beach's engines. And by that tube connecting to these, it'll capture those toxic diesel fumes. Good morning, Eric and Theo. Yes, the bell rings, the firefighters come out, they get on these engines, start the engines, and fumes come out. Those fumes gather in the air, and then they come down and they settle in everything, especially the firefighters' gear. And that's specifically what's causing cancer. Seth Hossifel is a Myrtle Beach firefighter and president of their union. He says when those diesel fumes settle in the gear left out and firefighters wear it, their bodies absorb those fumes. He says the International Association of Firefighters has proven those carcinogens are not only absorbed by the gear, but have been found in the fire station's beds, workout equipment, even their refrigerator. Now, the gear isn't left like this because the firefighters are lazy. It's strategically left like this so when they go to answer a call, they can quickly pull this up, put their feet in those boots, and suit up to get to you faster. Now, these fumes aren't only deadly to firefighters, but also to you because fire stations are also used as polling places for voting, and even kids come here for field trips. Officials say that they hope to receive some sort of decision or an idea of the decision by May, but these grants take a long time. Reporting live from Myrtle Beach Fire Station 1, I'm Meredith Helline, WMBF News. Good morning. McLeod, Loris, Seacoast Hospital, and Grand Strand Medical Center will be the only 2 hospitals building freestanding emergency rooms in Carolina Forest. Both Grand Strand and McLeod will be investing about $9 million each to build the ERs. Now you can actually see the first one going up behind me. Here in Surfside Beach, baseball and softball are the only sports left offered by the town, but they could soon disappear. Members tell me that they knew something was off when they hadn't heard from council to go over plans for 2017. Members tell me they checked out council agenda minutes, only to discover the idea of selling these fields at Huckabee Park and defunding the youth softball and baseball programs. That idea was put on the table in November. For 40 years, the sound of the sweet spot has meant more than a winning inning to the players, coaches, and parents at Surfside Beach's Youth Sports Association.
Make them not shut it down. Yeah. Let's hope they don't. I would protest. This means a lot to us.
The camaraderie, sportsmanship, and everything else that comes with Little League Baseball is especially important to the Freeman family.
My older son, Anthony, he has autism, and this is our first year playing ball here. And with the whole organization, how they have welcomed him and taught him, it was a big thank you.
Now the Freemans and hundreds of others are fighting to find a way to keep the park and the sports that depend on it.
These kids that you see out here in the background, those are the ones that are going to pay the price.
Vice President for Surfside Beach Youth Sports Association, Jeff George, says trouble with the town began with Hurricane Matthew. He says parents compromised with the town and cleaned up the fields themselves after the storm in order to resume fall ball. Since the park is funded by the town, it provides equipment for upkeep.
All we did was ask to use the chalker. We had our own chalk. All we needed was the chalker to line the fields, and the response we got was, no, you cannot use that.
They borrowed chalkers from Georgetown County and Myrtle Beach to start playing again. In December, the association came up with a compromise to keep the park partly supported by the town and partly supported by parents. Councilman David Pellegrino says the park costs the town more than $40,000 a year. The Sports League came up with a plan to lessen the cost for the town, but so far there's been no agreement.
I understand about the budget. We all know the way the world is. You're telling me this right here, by taking this land that is bought by a grant, taking it away from the kids, is going to make you money.
Refusing to reach an agreement with the Sports League would force nearly 700 children to stop playing the only sports left in Surfside Beach.
I think that they should, hopefully, have a change of heart and allow this sport to stay here. If they don't, it's sad. It's really sad, because this is a sport that is bringing not only families together, but it's bringing the children out here.
For the parents and coaches, bases are loaded.
Everything that has to do with youth, why get rid of it in Surfside when, oh wait, your sign coming into Surfside says, welcome to the family beach.
The kids not willing to give up their favorite pastime.
This place because I've had so many memories and I've had the best of friends.
Of course, the main issue here has been over money. Some council members are saying that the registration cost to play here should pay for the upkeep of the fields, but the parents and coaches are saying that the $55 cost per child is for uniforms and equipment costs. Now, the parents and coaches tell me that they have filled the inboxes and emails of the council members voicing their concerns, and they will voice those concerns at the Surfside Beach Town Council meeting tonight at 6:30.
To visit Myrtle Beach.
Kaylin, looking around me just 2 days before Christmas, you can tell that MYR has a special kind of travel experience. Passengers today told me it's even peaceful. Passengers don't mind flying out of here, and the ones coming in can't wait to get here. They're landing from all over.
Sacramento, California.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Chicago.
And happy to be here.
48 hours traveling from Saudi Arabia. I'm here, baby.
About 3,500 people a day. A small chunk of the nation's estimated 103 million holiday travelers are checking in and checking out of Myrtle Beach International.
It's a peaceful experience so far. I'm surprised that it's kind of not as busy as I thought.
Passengers say here they can forgo the stereotype.
Big crazy.
Yeah, Charlotte was crazy.
Of the holiday hustle.
I was watching the Weather Channel and they talked about all the local airports being packed and Lisa arrived 2 hours early. So I heeded their warnings and arrived 2 hours early to find absolutely nobody here actually. So I'm quite surprised.
Meanwhile, weather, a worry for travelers.
It was blowing ice a little bit, but not so bad. Considered for Michigan at least.
So far today, over 7,000 delays across the country and almost 500 cancellations. In Myrtle Beach, no cancellations, only a few slight delays. The easy traveling here inspiring frequent visitors like these to come back. And the first timers, a warm weather invitation.
If I can, most definitely. I'll probably come back here next year for spring with my kids. So.
The airport reports that 49% of holiday travel here is with Spirit. American Airlines is second with 32%, and then Delta. And a friendly holiday reminder is to not wrap your presents if you're traveling with them. Chances are TSA will have to unwrap them to check them. Reporting live from Myrtle Beach International, I'm Meredith Helline, WMBF News. The City of Myrtle Beach and the Downtown Redevelopment Corporation have partnered together to bring down condemned properties so they can look like this. A clean, clear property ripe to be redeveloped into something new. The Emerald Shores used to be here, and it was just the kicker for a domino demolition effect to bring money back to the south side. And he says the Emerald Shores, Rainbow Court, and the Ocean Liner Motel are the largest of about 20 structures in downtown Myrtle Beach that will be coming down with this agreement between the City of Myrtle Beach and the Downtown Redevelopment Corporation. It did, Eric, and police are still here. According to a Myrtle Beach police report, a man was shot here overnight. It's a 33-year-old man, according to that police report, and now it's being investigated as a murder investigation or non-negligent manslaughter. Now, if you can take a look behind me right here, you can see this corner unit at the Lazy G Motel. We're at downtown Myrtle Beach, and this is where it happened. Also, the outside area right outside of that unit is also roped off.
For local grants. Good morning, Meredith.
Good morning, Eric. Yes, Myrtle Beach Fire Rescue is a local organization very familiar with the grant process. More power on the state level could be good or bad for these organizations, depending on the type of federal grant. The federal government could support an agency's grant more than the state does, based on which way that state politically leans. Myrtle Beach Fire is waiting to hear back on a grant application for a system to help filter cancer-causing fumes from their engines. And while we all can agree eliminating cancer is important, federal grants are often tied to a local buy-in, like the fire department's grant would be. And Restaurant Week is a great time to enjoy restaurants here that aren't as busy right now as they are in the warmer months when all those tourists are in town, so you don't have to have that big wait. So now we're going to enjoy a slice of pizza that we've slowly been making throughout the morning, and I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. And we're live at Ducati's, but they're not the only restaurant participating. There are 13 in Myrtle Beach and 6 in Florence, and for a full list of all the restaurants, you can check out WMBFnews.com. Good morning. Yes, we're at Ocean Boulevard and 16th Avenue North, and if you take a look behind me, you'll see what was the former site of the Driftwood Lodge. You can see where it's being torn down and clearing the way for the new Ocean 16 Hilton. That's going to be a 26-story hotel. Here's a rendering of what Ocean 16 Hilton will look like when it's finished on the ocean front. There's 3 official balls the president attends, and then more than a dozen unofficial balls for anyone who can afford that ticket. Now, there's a few that are very, very popular. I pulled some together right here. This year, what's new is the Deploraball, that Might sound a little familiar for you Trump fans. And then we also have the Kentucky Bluegrass Ball featuring some very fine bourbons. We have Ashley Judd here with former Governor Steve Beshear. And then also the Black Tie and Boots Ball held by the Texas State Society. This was in 2001 when President Bush was inaugurated, and we have former Governor Perry here. So a great time, and Chairman Rabin also said he'll be attending the South Carolina. Now this equipment is ready to go ahead of time to get ready for the first winter weather event of the season. Also for $3 million. And coming up in the next half hour, I'll tell you why this demolition is making this neighborhood feel safer. So we'll continue to work to get you more information. Reporting live from Myrtle Beach, I'm Meredith Helline, WNBF News.